Confronted with yet another report about rising prices, Trump's Commerce Secretary is going to jump out and tell you it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. Here's Howard Lutnick.
I was asking about consumer prices, what people will pay when they go to the store. But since you don't want to answer,
they'll be low. I think they'll be low, shockingly low.
Okay, the consumer price index doesn't currently reflect that, though. The trend is towards higher.
Well, it just went up. What did it go up? 0.1%? Look, the dollar has declined
on the core.
More than 10%, right? So the dollar declining sort of softens tariffs completely. These are small numbers. You're going to see inflation is not going to change.
Yeah, but it has already changed, buddy. It's been going up. It was up. I mean, we reported it was up 2.7% in June, surpassing expectations. And look, a lot of things can contribute to inflation, but tariffs certainly seem like one good way to make that happen. And so, I don't know why anyone would expect Howard Lutnick to tell them the truth, but I would at least expect that if he's going to be one of Trump's deputized liars, he would add like, I don't know, it's like a particular flavor spin to it. He's just doing Trump's shtick there. Like prices will be low, magic wand, low gas or whatever. You're not giving me anything. There's no artifice, there's no patter. It's just a lie. And he needs to do that. If he doesn't do that, he'll probably get fired. But like, who is this convincing at this point? Everybody knows what they're paying for things when they go out there. And many of those people, by the way, know that one of the main reasons they voted for Donald Trump was his baseless claims that he would lower prices. And so they expect promises made, promises kept, not promises made and unconvincing lies delivered. That's a terrible campaign slogan. Luke, what do you think?
There's a clip. First of all, I like Howard Lutnick, not him, but I like talking about him a lot because he's quite the character. And there's a clip that loops in my head of him saying other countries won't accept our beef because they have weak beef and we have strong beef. And it's really sad because even now, our stronger, better, the best meat, we got the Trump's meat is so best, we can't even afford because it's skyrocketing in prices. Specifically, eggs did come down, but then now we're experiencing beef shooting up. And what's weird is I know a lot of these people are intelligent. And so kind of like you referenced in the Hunter Biden segment about giving Stephen Miller too much credit, whether he knows he's lying or not, he obviously does, is also my assessment. It's so fascinating seeing Scott Bessent and Howard Lutnick and others act like they believe there's some big, complicated. Scott Bessent recently said Trump is one of the most sophisticated economic thinkers like of any presidents that we've had. And it's not just Trump impulsively slapping tariffs and removing tariffs and then exceptions for friends and then slapping tariffs again to look strong. And they used to try to put it in terms, well, actually, and he did a little bit there, actually, if you take into consideration the decreasing of trade barriers in other countries, then really in the long term, and now they kind of all, Levitt was doing this too recently, have decided we're just going to do the Trump playbook, which is ignore the question and go, no, inflation is going to be perfect, you're going to love it, we have the best meat, the most strong beef, and it's going to be great.
Weak beef. It's a problem not talked about nearly enough. But anyway, yeah, you're right. And look, we should acknowledge improvement and when things get worse. So beef prices are going up. Amy Klobuchar pointed that out. They're going up and up and up precipitously, and it's an issue. And it's not an issue that Trump or his administration are wholly responsible for, but we do import a significant percentage of our beef, close to 10%. So when some of those countries like Argentina, Brazil are getting these big tariffs, Brazil is gonna face a 50% tariff because Donald Trump is using our economy to try to influence the judicial process of another country, then part of it is on you. And so beef prices are going up. As you pointed out, egg prices are down, which is true, but down to where? Because I looked and they're down to right around the same range that Trump was saying was reason to throw Joe Biden out of the White House. And so it's better than it was in the first few months of Donald Trump, but it's still really bad. And so, and again, Trump can't instantly change any of this, but he did say that he could. He campaigned on, I can solve it instantly. I can solve it day one, throw out those bastards, put me in. And so at the end of the day, my reporting or our reporting or discussion about the prices or whatever is not gonna determine the electoral impact of this. But he trained his base to take prices seriously when deciding which party to support. And I wonder if they'll continue to do that now that it's their guy who hasn't necessarily delivered on low prices. So
yeah, that's a great point about like egg prices now are a great achievement, and they're about to where they were whenever he was saying egg prices is why we should maybe just take a little taste of fascism, because at least the egg price will come down. And then also year-over-year inflation, I think you referenced it like 2.7% on the last read. It was there when Trump was saying it was out of control under Biden also. So it just, and I do think like swing voters and independents and stuff will be swayed by the fact that, oh, wait, he didn't follow through on day one. We're going to get all these decreases. But there are a lot of people I hear from who are like, hey, what's the problem paying a little bit more at the grocery store if it means my patriotic duty? And it's just, why couldn't you have done that for Joe?
Yeah, exactly. How is it not your patriotic duty then? Isn't it more patriotic to do it with an enemy in charge? Okay, you're sticking with the other Americans. Anyway, none of it makes any sense.